Today we're going to look at how we convert fractions to decimals. A couple of things to remember first of all. Remember, any fraction, so like a half for example, means 1 divided by 2. Another little trick we're going to need to know is I can take any integer or any whole number, put a decimal point, and then add as many zeros after that as I want. Okay, and we're going to need to do that. So here's the first example, a nice easy one. Convert 1/2 to a decimal. First step is we write it out as a division, and remember I said about adding zeros? Well, you can see here I've added a heap of zeros after my 1. Here's a neat little trick to remember as well how to set these out, because sometimes people get confused. Take our fraction, imagine we tip it over to the right, it falls over to its right hand side and ends up looking like that. Well, we can easily turn that into our division. Just a little tip there to help you with that. So the first thing we're going to do is place the decimal directly above the one below. And what I mean by that is if you have a look, the decimal point in our question is going to be in exactly the same place in our answer. So let's always put that in place first. So the first question we ask is how many times can we fit 2 into 1? Well, it's 0. We can't fit it in, so we've got 0. Next thing we want to do is take the first 2 digits, which in this case are 1 and 0, so that becomes a 10. We say, well, how many times does 2 fit into 10? Well, the answer to that is 5. So we put the 5 there in our answer, and that means because we've got no more remainder, because 2 fits into 10 5 times with no remainder, we're finished. And that's the answer. The answer is 0.5. Let's try another one. This time we're going to convert 1/4 to a decimal. So we're trying to fit 4 into 1. So write it out the same, put a few zeros after the decimal point, and let's have a go. We're going to place the decimal right here. Okay. 4 into 1 goes 0 times, but there is a remainder 10, so we're going to work with the 10. 4 into 10 goes 2 times, so that's where we get the 2 from. But it goes 2 times with 2 remainder. So we put the little remainder there, and you'll see that kind of reads like a 20. Right? So now working with this 20, 4 into 20 goes 5 times with 0 remainder. So we've got to the point with 0 remainder, that's our answer. So 1/4 equals 0.25. Let's try one a little trickier. 7 over 11, or 7/11. Write it out as a division. Put the decimal place where it belongs. 11 into 7 goes 0 times. So now we're going to work with the 70. So 11 into 70 goes 6 times. And how many is left over? Well, 6 11s are 66, so that's 4 remainder. So we place the remainder in front of the next 0. Now we're going to say, well, 11 into 40. Well, how many times does that go? It goes 3 times with 7 remainder. 11 into 70 goes 6 times with 4 remainder, and you can see a pattern starting to form here because we keep getting a repeating pattern of 4 and 7 as our remainder, which means our decimal is going to go on and on and on as 6363, and we call that a recurring decimal. And remember, we write them with the little bar across the numbers that recur. So 7/11 equals 0.63 recurring. Alright, here's a few for you to have a go at, and good luck with those. Question H, 22 over 7, just a tip. Make a lot of zeros. Maybe use 10 zeros in your division, because this one's going to have a bit of a tail on it. Okay. Cheers.